and I was telling them 2 weeks ago we talked about the Oklahoma thing and how white people had went into the Black Wall Street and just burned it down because they were protesting or retaliating or whatever. And here we are, years later, decades later. It's
over.
It's
about 100 years or so, 120 years later. Wait, yeah, 1918 is when that happened.
Yeah, and here we are again, where cities are being burned down, and
like nothing's changed.
Due to racial tension, here we go again, and there are riots, and I want to in majority of the states now.
Yeah, and it's even overseas. I seen this. It was a protest in London that I seen.
About what?
George Floyd.
Yeah, even in parts of Africa,
they are. They come in the world. It's not just the United States.
all that.
The world is coming together at this point.
Wow.
We're tired of it. They tired of it.
Burn it all down.
All of it. They got insurance.
Yeah.
Right, that's what insurance is for.
What do y'all think about the riots and looters? Y'all
We're
like,
going to get into that. You going too far, Gary. You going too fast.
I'm always ruining your segments. I know this.
We got it structured a certain way. We figured this out before we came here.
You're the
Don't
driver.
stop jumping the gun.
Right.
He did that last week.
I'm a backseat driver.
I saw that. I was like, look at Gary.
He was like, hey, wait. I was finna get into that. If you simmer down now.
I think he do that just to mess with you.
I be ruining his punchlines.
Right?
Yeah.
Jesus. But anywho, it was just weird that we were just talking about the anniversary of it, and then here we are again with cities burning down in protest because of racial tension between the police and the people that they're supposed to protect and serve.
It's not even racial tension. There's no tension on our side. That's just strictly police murdering black people.
Right.
It's not even brutality at this point. It's beyond that.
Yeah.
And then killing people
with
and
white
don't care.
people being in agreement to it, like that's the part to me that's the racial part. Because even though, because I was looking up stuff doing trying to do my research, even though some research had said that majority of white people are the ones who are subjugated to police brutality and police deaths.
Yeah.
And then second is black people. But the thing is, with black people, they rank higher in a percentage of where they are subjugated to police brutality when they are unarmed. So that's the kick in the head. That's that's what it is.
Yeah.
And it was every
and
time
that's why I feel like you can't even compare it. Because if you're killing a white man because he is trying to shoot you versus killing a black man who is not doing anything, how you compare the two? To me, that's not a comparable statistic. You need to show me unarmed white man and unarmed black man, and then compare the two. And I bet you that the statistic there will not be higher.
No,
it can't be.
Yeah, and then when I talk to certain white people, some of those Trump supporters, when I try to talk to them, excuse me, when I try to talk to them, I'm like, let's take race out of it, because every time you mention white cop, black citizen, they playing the Bird Box challenge. They don't see nothing.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's just take race out of it, just so we can have a proper conversation, so that we can actually converse back to back on one another. Right. Is that your phone?
Ignore it. Just ignore it.
That's somebody calling you on Facebook.
Calling who? Calling me?
What? But they better cut that out.
Right. But let's take race out of it. Are you sympathize with policemen abusing their authority?
Right.
They're being more of a military than actual protectors of the citizens. They're doing more harm than any freaking good.
Right.
Right. But we're going to get into that, a little bit later.
And what makes me mad about this, before we even get too far into it, is that black people are still trying to not rock the boat so much, because I've seen plenty of posts where they were saying, hey, even though all this is going on, I still love some white people. And it's like, why do we even have to say that?
Yeah, we shouldn't have to.
We shouldn't have to, because if that does not apply to you.
First of all, we shouldn't have to say that, and then we also shouldn't have to explain to white people what's going on.
Anything, because at this point there is no explanation needed. You are killing our men, you are killing our men and women, and you are on video, and you are not even scared. You just with your hands in your pocket, smug as can be. And I just, the reason why I haven't posted anything about, oh, hey, white people, I still love you, because if you're my friend and you happen to be white, I shouldn't have to say that, because if the shoe don't fit, then you don't need to be offended by it.
If it don't apply, let it fly.
Let it fly. Yeah. So I feel like if it's anybody on my friends list or whatever who has an issue with that, then you ain't my friend. We ain't really friends.
And that's what I like, because the 2 or 3 white people I got on my friends list, they are actually like speaking up now. Yeah.
What about your mama?
I used to be big on that. We're not friends on Facebook.
You just talking about strictly Facebook, right?
Yeah. Heck yeah. And that's something I've like said like before, like every time we're fighting something like this, white people, they're like, oh well, I'm not racist or anything, but they're not saying or doing anything to help us with it.
Yeah, right. And I had a conversation with someone about that. If you are being silent, it speaks more than when you open your mouth.
Right.
Because if you're not going to, if my great granddaddy said, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And the fact that you're not even just standing on the principle of, something didn't go right with this policeman arresting this person, and because the police were arresting them, they are a cause of their death. In fact, you're not saying something to me, you're in agreement to what the hell is going on.
Absolutely.
And you don't care.
Yeah.
That's no ifs, ands, or buts. For the most part, I can find a gray area when it comes to most stuff like religion, how to live your life, and all this other stuff, and sexuality, all the other stuff. I can find a gray area and see both sides or whatever. But when it comes to something like this, either you for us or you against us.
And I don't want to see both sides of it.
And I don't want you straddling, because people who straddle the fence, you
can't even trust people like that. You gotta have, you gotta be either before it or against it, one or the other. Especially when it comes to this type of stuff.
Choose the day who ye shall serve.
Right.
Ain't that what the Bible say for them Christians out there? But anyway, let's talk about this Floyd case. Let's get into some details about it, because there's some other stuff we're going to talk about. But this is just in case people like me, because I ain't turned my TV on in almost a month.
Yeah.
You have a comment on Facebook.
Who is it?
Von Smith.
They
said the military will be imprisoned if they draw their weapons on any unarmed person. The military are held at a higher standard. The police hide behind laws to justify killing people.
Yep.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, like, the police need to be held at a way higher standard, I feel like.
They should be.
Yes, because you took an oath. You have
to protect and serve.
You work for us.
Yeah.
It's not the other way around.
No.
So you don't have the authority to come and kill us when there's no need to kill us. You don't have no reason to even do what you did. But anyway, let's go ahead and go down the line, because there was a couple things that we need to hit before we get to that.
So George Floyd was going to a store and to buy something, and he allegedly used a fake $20 bill.
Allegedly. And my thing is, what if he didn't even know that 20 was fake?
But it doesn't even matter.
No, I know. But I'm just saying, just like you going down the list, there's a lot of variables here.
Yeah.
Like, they call the cops on this man. He probably frequents that store a lot.
And then they're being so lax on who they're taking to jail or whatever. A fake $20 bill is not a felony.
Right. Exactly.
So why did you call the police? Because when I was a manager at several different places, if we accepted fake money, we'll just post it on the back wall on the bulletin board to be like, hey, y'all, this is a fake. And then this is what the person looked like. So do not accept any money from this person, and make sure you pay more attention. And don't they got the damn watermarkers to where you can mark the bills?
Yes,
and
they do.
Just,
I mean, it's a lot of variables here. That's why I said we have to say it.
Why not just be like, okay, we're just not taking money from them? But no, instead you call the police. So indirectly, you are the cause of this man dying.
Right.
Or being murdered. Let me say that.
Being murdered, right.
Right. And so then there are 2 policemen that pulled up and arrested him. And there's video cameras of George being detained, not resisting, not doing anything, just following orders, yada, yada, yada.
Even being respectful.
Yeah. And then I didn't even want to watch anything after that, but from what I can tell by the news and from what I was reading, the other officers that came up, which I don't even see how it takes 4 officers to arrest somebody over a fake $20 bill that you don't even know for sure if it's fake or not.
Right.
Then they put him in a police car, you see like some tussling going on, which I don't even know what.
I feel like they were beating him in the car.
Yeah, they probably were because he has he has handcuffs on.
Right.
So what is he doing to where you have to use so much force, and then they get him on the ground, and then Derek dumbass got his knee on his neck, and then you have a couple of officers just standing there and making sure no one else is intervening.
Right.
And this is the part where I'm mad at black people.
Preach on it, because I was
If you are sitting there and being a witness to something,
right,
and there's multiples of y'all, okay, yeah, one of y'all hold the phone, but the rest of us need to physically do something.
Right.
They can't shoot us all. They can't arrest us all. Do something.
I'm not finna let nobody die in front of me.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, ma'am, Pam.
Ain't no, get out for him. He can't breathe. It ain't none of that.
Right. I'm not finna scream at you. Yeah.
And push him off of him. Like, I was that upset. Because every time I looked at George, I saw my brother, I saw my son, I saw my ex-husband, I saw any man that's in my life. That's who I saw when I looked at George. I didn't just see George. I saw every black man in America. That could be anybody.
Yeah.
That could be you. That could be Gary. That could be anybody. That could be me. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand around and be like, oh, just get off of him. Get off of him. I will. No, I can't.
No, we need to do something.
Yes.
And this is the part where I'm mad at. Like, I'm kind of frustrated at black people and the culture, period.
Right.
Because they rather sit there and videotape what's going on than actually do something.
Right. And even the guy that was like, hey, y'all wrong. I feel like that he wanted to go, but he was scared for his own life. And I understand where he was coming from, but at the same time,
it's a gang, y'all.
You have to do it.
Y'all are in broad daylight.
Right.
One of y'all hold the camera. The rest of us, if y'all are so willing to jump somebody, jump a random person that you got a disagreement with, you have a disagreement with, if you willing to do that, I'm gonna need you to have those same kind of balls you had on other times. I'm gonna need you to have the same balls here too.
Right.
And
it's disturbing. Like,
stop being a witness to something and actually do something.
Right. And it's very disturbing. Every time I think about the whole subject, it just brings tears to my eyes because it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary.
And then people kept posting a video. I refuse to watch it.
Right. I'm
not watching it at all. Every time people post it, I think I've only seen maybe 2 seconds, probably not even 2, maybe a second of it. And I'm just not. I didn't want to watch it only because I don't like being re-traumatized. I don't like to be reminded of stuff happening. It's bad enough I got to read about it.
Right.
I'd be damned if I have to watch it too. So I'm just not doing it. But thank goodness someone was there to record it and to post the whole thing.
Right.
Because if not, they'll who knows what other stuff what else would have happened.
Yeah.
Or they would have been like, there's no sufficient evidence to put charges or whatever. And so it's like, thank goodness there was a camera on the store, and luckily there was someone there actually recording it with their phone to be like, something ain't right. And then, he's like laying there, all that stuff. I'm not even going to go into detail about what happened at the scene. And then eventually they pick him up, but by this time he has already passed away.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, he died at the hospital. And then the autopsy came out, I want to say last night.
Yeah.
Knowing me, I've been up for like 2 or 3 days.
I think it was Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, which was last night?
No, last night was Saturday night.
Oh, today's Sunday.
Yes. You have been up way too long. We do the show every Sunday.
Yeah, I forgot.
5 to 6.
For some reason, I'm thinking today's Saturday. I'm thinking I'm finna go home and watch Law and Order.
Not tonight.
Yeah, but the autopsy came out and it said, let me make this bigger so my blind ass can see. It says the autopsy revealed no physical findings that support a diagnosis of traumatic asphyxia or strangulation. Mr. Floyd had underlying health conditions including coronary artery disease and hypertension heart disease. The combined effects of Mr. Floyd being restrained by the police, his underlying health conditions, and any potential intoxicants in his system likely contributed to his death. What that says to me is that, he had drugs in his system.
I call BS. So you telling me that he would have just dropped dead? If that man hadn't been sitting on his neck, he would have just walked out this store and just died?
And just dropped dead.
No. BS.
How many
y'all
people
trying to cover
How
it
many
up.
people drop dead of hypertension and heart disease?
I ain't never heard
like
of
just
it. Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So you telling me that
just
this man sitting on his neck didn't have anything to do, and that's the bullshit. That's the reason why I'm glad that you said what you said about the cameras, because that's what they would have fed us if there hadn't been recording.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't even think the store recording and all that other stuff.
If there wasn't a recording, they probably wouldn't even put that in their report that the officer was choking him.
No, that's what I'm saying. They would have said, we was trying to detain him, and he got high blood pressure.
You know, black people got heart they got the sugars.
Yes. I am beyond sick of this.
Right.
And that's the reason why I stand with my brothers and sisters who are out there protesting. Now, I'm not going to even talk about the riots. I'm not going to talk about Target getting burned down.
We're going to talk about it later.
Okay, but I'm just saying, I'm standing with them. And if I had the means, and I do have the means, I can't say I don't have the means, but if I could go out there, I would. And I probably would at some point in time.
Girl, you got 3 kids at home. Your ass don't need to be out there.
I have 4 kids.
4.
Stop.
I underlined.
Sometimes you get like you got 7. Sometimes, Gary, how many kids you think I got for real? Because I know I got a lot compared to what he told you.
I would say 4.
Thank you.
That's because she just said it.
Well, I thought that before.
Anywho, you got kids. You don't need to be out there.
No, I do, because I need to show my kids that you have to be able. At some point in time, I can't keep on, sharing posts on Facebook. I ain't doing nothing by doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sharing posts. I'm real mad. She big mad. But no, what am I going to do? How am I going to show my kids that you have to be able to put yourself out there sometimes for stuff that might be scary, but if it's important to you and it's important to your beliefs, you need to be out there.
Yeah.
And I can't keep on saying, it's sad, I'm sad.
You got to lead by example
Lead
sometimes.
by example.
Amen.
So,
and then 2 or 3 days later, which was 2 or 3 days too damn long, they finally arrested Derek for 3rd-degree murder.
3rd degree.
And manslaughter. Yeah.
12 years is the max.
Well, the only reason I can somewhat understand that is if more stuff is coming out and the more that they investigate, they can bump up the charges.
Well, the manslaughter it wasn't intentional. That's what the manslaughter is, like 3rd degree. Oh, he didn't mean to kill him. It wasn't premeditated. He didn't go out there with the intent.
Part I can see him being, just doing a little bit too much. And then just so happened
he intentionally killed that man.
Yeah.
I don't think that he did not try to kill him. When the man said, I cannot breathe, I need water, and you didn't get off of his neck, you were trying to kill this man. Yeah. Or you're trying to put him in a situation that he can't come
I think
back
he was
from.
trying to torture him, and then the torturing went a little bit too far, and he ended up passing away.
Ain't no way. He was trying to kill that man. Yeah. To each his own.
And then, that's the only way I can.
He tried to kill him. Why you beat him up and then sit on his neck? He wasn't doing anything.
No, nothing at all.
So why are you on his neck in the first place? You were out to kill. You out to kill as many black folks or harm as many black folks as possible. We see your history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it ain't
you had 18, 19 other cases where people are like,
it's questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the club that you worked at, where Floyd worked at, y'all worked on the same shift. Yeah, y'all are co-workers.
So
and even the people at the club was like, he seemed a little bit uncomfortable when it's when it's urban and Latin night.
But you stayed there for 17 years. He intentionally killed that man. I don't know what Floyd did to him or said to him, or maybe the fact that Floyd was going with a white woman.
I don't give a damn.
Maybe that had something to do with it, because a lot of white men don't like you if you black men go with their women.
Yeah.
So they, so
right, you diluting the pure blood.
Yes, which don't nobody. Okay, so
anyway,
let me, because I'm about to do too much. I know a lot of mixed people, and I love very much. So.